So by now, you probably already know that stress has the potential to make weight loss harder. Some people, when they're stressed, they gain weight. Some people, when they're stressed, they have a hard time losing weight. And some people, when they're stressed, they actually lose weight. So, based on which one you are, stress has a different effect. But I think no one ever really explains how stress causes people to gain weight. We always talk about, or you hear, that stress causes weight gain. And stress can have an effect on weight gain because essentially, if stress caused weight gain, that means that everyone in the world that is stressed would gain weight. And not everyone in the world that is stressed gains weight. Again, generally speaking, everyone that is stressed, yes, we all experience stress, but we all experience it differently and we all respond to it differently. And that is where the weight gain, the weight loss, or the struggling to lose weight comes into play when it's stressed, when we're stressed. So remember that weight gain or weight loss comes down to calories in and calories out, whether you're stressed or not. Think about it this way. If you were stressed and I locked you in a room, and let's say you're the type of person that gains weight when stressed. If I locked you in the room and you were forced to eat only the food that I fed you, you would lose weight because I would make sure, regardless of how stressed you are, I would make sure you ate the right amount of food. Again, it's not the stress that causes people to gain weight because stress does not have any calories in it. It's how people respond to stress that causes them to gain weight. So, the people, and I have clients, so I'm just going to say clients, people, clients, whatever. Clients or people that tend to gain weight when they're stressed tend to respond to stress by stress eating. They eat foods that are high sugar, high salt, high carb, comfort foods. They generally tend to eat those foods and they eat too much of them. That person oftentimes is the person that eats too much to begin with. They eat too much in general, not just when they're stressed, but in general, they handle stressful situations by eating too much. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, the people that generally tend to have a hard time losing weight, they generally tend to respond to stress by shutting down and not eating. Now, you've probably heard before that if you don't eat enough, your metabolism will slow down to compensate for you not eating. A lot of people will call it starvation mode. Well, technically, you're not starving, but that's what people have called it. That person will generally respond to the response, the weight response they get is they tend to struggle losing weight when they're stressed out. That person will generally see the scale fluctuate when they're stressed out. And then you have the other person that deals with stress by doing other things to deal with the stress. One of my clients, she has a heavy bag in her house. And whenever she's stressed, she puts her gloves on and she hits the bag to deal with her stress. Some clients, some people go out for a walk. They go have a conversation with a friend. Those people that don't use food to deal with stress, they generally tend to lose weight on a weight loss journey when they're stressed. So everybody responds to stress differently, and how you respond to stress, whether you tend to eat your stress, you tend to shut down and stop eating when you're stressed, or you tend to do something else other than eat when you're stressed, will determine the weight loss, weight gain, weight stall you see when you're stressed. So I think that everybody knows that stress affects your weight, but nobody really ever explained it. And that's why it's just a blanket statement that people say, when they're stressed, when they're not losing weight or they're gaining weight, that, oh, well, I am also stressed out. Well, yeah, it is true. Stress does have an effect, but stress has an effect on your weight by how you respond to the stress, not by just stress in and of itself. So let me know down below if you have any comments. Don't let me know down below if you, oh yeah, let me know down below if you have any questions about this video, about this topic. And if you need any help on your journey, click the first link below in the description, fill out the form, and the two of us will figure out what we need to do together to get you from where you're at to where you want to be. And as always, the first coaching call is free.